Investor channel, the channel where we're talking about personal finance, setting goals, achieving goals, making smart money moves, and breaking the cycle of generational poverty. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If this is your first time, if you're a frequent visitor, again, welcome. Um, New video today, guys. Today we're going to talk about starting a dividend portfolio. Very popular topic. A lot of people are looking into passive income and trying to generate income without working. Before we get into the video, guys, if there's people out there you think could benefit from the information, definitely send them the link. Definitely hit the subscription button. Give a thumbs up. And let's get into it. On Instagram, it's MD Investor One. On YouTube, it's MD Investor. So definitely subscribe to the channel. So starting a dividend portfolio. Very popular topic, like I said. A lot of people are really into it. New year, new motivation. People have resolution that they want to start increasing their passive income. So, a couple of things we're going to want to think about, right? Obviously, if we're looking to get into passive income, we want companies to be stable. I mean, that's obvious. We don't want fly-by-night companies who are here one day and gone the next. We want companies with a long history of paying dividends. We want blue chip stocks, blue chip companies, name that we know, companies that have a track record of not only paying dividends but also growing the dividends. Okay, so those are things we're going to want to look for. We're going to want companies that have a competitive advantage. So maybe they're either number one or number two in their category, right? We talked about sectors before in terms of diversification. So if they're in the energy sector, you don't want them to be at the bottom. You want them to be at the top, right? And if they're in the medical space, you want them to be at the top. So we want companies that have a competitive advantage, stable cash flow. We also want companies that are increasing revenue, like year over year. You want to see the revenue, the sales going up. That's the trend you want, up and to the right. You don't want going down. So you want stable and growing revenue. We also want a low dividend payout ratio, which basically means we talked in the last video about EPS, earnings per share. So the company is getting $1 in earnings per share. You don't want them to be paying out all of that, right? 95 or 100% of all that earning in dividends, right? Because then there's not much left over in case something happens. Like what? Cost of goods, cost of raw materials, the company, anything can happen, right? The employees can go on strike, anything could happen. So you want a little room to grow. So maybe 40, 50, 55, 60% dividend payout ratio, meaning they're paying out maybe 50, 60% of their earnings in dividend. They have a little money left over in case. Some sectors are going to have a history of paying a high dividend. For example, the utility sector has high history of paying high dividend payout ratio, 80, 85%, but that's fine. That goes across all that sector. So, all right, so let's get into it. So when we look into starting a dividend portfolio, all those criteria we mentioned, right? Stable company, increasing revenues, long history of paying dividend, growing the dividend is also important, right? Because if your dividend is stagnant and inflation is 2% and you're not growing at least by 2%, you're losing buying power. So you want increasing dividend, right? So you're increasing dividend. So all those criteria that we mentioned are very important. And this brings us to this page that we are at right now. It's called Dividend Aristocrat. Dividend Aristocrat, it said, dividend aristocrats are basically companies that have at least a 25-year history of increasing their dividend. So that's very good to know. Dividend aristocrats or companies, I think they have to be in the S&P 500. So they're a certain size, they're a pretty big company, and they have at least a 25-year history of increasing their dividends. That covers a lot of the criteria we just mentioned. So instead of you have to go dig through all that stuff, there's a list already out there. It's called the Dividend Aristocrat. So let's take a look here. So the website here is at dividend.com. So a lot of these names we will know, some of them we won't know. But that's kind of as a broad overview. You'll see this company here, American States Water. I think it's a utility. That's a ticker symbol. This is the number of years that they have been increasing their dividend. 65 years. That's more than a lot of us have been alive. They've been increasing their dividend. This is the dividend yield. So not that high. 1.34% is not that high. But at least this list gives us a starting place to look, right? It gives us the current price and it gives us the annual dividend. And most of these companies are paying 4 times a year. So you divide this by 4 to see how much money you'll be getting per quarter. Like I said, guys, some of these companies are named that we won't know. Some of them are named that we will know. But the stability is there, right? At least 25 years. Dover Corporation, also not another name that we know. 64 years of paying dividend, guys. This is a dividend yield. Northwestern Natural Gas. So it's a utility company. The dividend yield, 2.57%. That's the price and that's the annual dividend yield. So I just want this to give you the idea, guys. Emerson Electric, Genuine Parts. I think we might hear of them in Napa. I think that company, Genuine Parts, they're the automotive, automotive sector. Dividend yield, the number of years, and you see they're going from highest to lowest, right? 3M, we've all heard of 3M, right? The Post-it notes, 61 years of paying dividend and the dividend yield. Okay, so the thing that comes up when you look at all these guys is stability. Cincinnati Financial, I think that insurance company, 59 years of paying dividend. Johnson & Johnson, everybody knows about Johnson & Johnson, right? Band-Aid, Tylenol. They're going through a little difficulty now with all the opioid lawsuits, but they've been paying a dividend for 57 years. You think they're going to be around for a while? Yeah, I think they're going to be around for a while. Lowe's, we know about Lowe's, right? The competitive Home Depot in the home improvement space. Number of years of paying dividend, 57 years, 1.82% dividend yield. Coca-Cola, we all know about Coca-Cola, right? Been around for a while, paying a dividend for 57 years. That's the dividend yield. And that's the dividend yield, basically. We went over it in the last video. The dividend yield is basically the annual dividend yield. So in Coca-Cola, it'd be $1.60 divided by the price of the share, $59.56. That gives you the dividend yield in a percentage form, okay? So another thing that you might want to consider, guys, you might say, what, that's fine, listen to all this stuff, but I want a dividend yield of at least 5%. So then you're getting more specific in your criteria. So then maybe you're going to want to get out some of the low yielders, okay? But this is just a starting place, okay? Colgate Palmolive. Colgate toothpaste is probably the most familiar product, and maybe Arm & Hammer, also baking soda. Italian Tool Works, I think they're more in the space of making tools. Chubb Limited, I think there's insurance. Hormel Foods, consumer packaged goods. Tootsie Roll. So you see a lot of these things are names that we know. And you look at it, coming guys, 60, 50 years, Target, or as some people call it, Target. 52 years they've been around. This is the dividend yield. $2.64 per year, and this is what it's trading for now. Okay, so what this tells me also, guys, is that we can't just always be consumers. Yeah, we go to Target and we buy our goods and so on, but why not be an investor? Okay, and instead of paying them all the time, Target will pay you a 2.29% dividend. Let's go down the list. See any other name that looks familiar? National Fuel and Gas, probably a utility company. Cisco. I know there's a Cisco that does it's in the food business, and so that's probably the one right here. The Cisco that's in the food business. The other Cisco, I believe, starts with a C. Leggett and Platt. A lot of these names may not ring a bell. Universal Corporation, I think, is another utility space. Almost a 6% dividend, guys. So this is what we want to talk about. You talk about when the video I made about do not open a savings account for your child, getting 0.1%. Look, almost 6% dividend yield you get if you invested your money here. Abbott Labs, that's in a pharmaceutical play. PepsiCo, right? We all know about Pepsi. They own Quaker Oats, also Frito-Lay brand of potato chips, 2.65% yield, 47% history of paying an increasing dividend. Okay, guys, AbbVie Incorporated in the pharmaceutical space because AbbVie Labs split into two companies, Abbott Labs and AbbVie. A couple years ago, they split. Almost a 5% dividend yield, guys. A lot of big names out here, guys. Kimberly-Clark, probably the most famous product they make, Kleenex brand of tissues. Kleenex. And also I think they make Huggies brand of diapers. Let's see what else is out here. Con Ed. People in the New York area know about Con Ed. That's our utility company. Ticker symbol ED. Paying almost a 3.3% dividend yield. About $3, guys, per year in dividend yield. And it's trading right now at about $93. So Walmart, everybody knows Walmart, right? Ticker symbol WMT, the biggest retailer out there, paying a history of 45 years of increasing dividend yield, 1.82% dividend yield. Okay, guys? So Walgreens, right? Some people go to Walgreens, right? Walgreens Pharmacy, 44 years of paying increasing dividend yield, 3.42% dividend yield. You're going to get about $1.83 per year, trading right now for about $53. So, guys, also the thing that strikes me in this list is there's also names that we don't know. I don't know what this company is, Carlisle. So, of course, you have to do a little a little research to see what do they do, products and services, look at the numbers, look at the revenue. Is it going up? Is it going down? Look at the debt that they have on the books. Look at the history of raising their dividend. Are they raising it by a small clip or they're raising it by big numbers? Archer Daniels Midland Company. I think they're in the food and food processing. Pretty much, everybody has something in their kitchen in some way or form. It's either manufactured or produced by Archer Daniels Midland Company. ADM. McDonald's. Everybody knows McDonald's. Billions and billions served. 43 years of increasing their dividend yield, guys. 2.35% dividend yield. You get a $5 per year. Obviously, it's divided by 4, so $1.25 per year. So I just want this guy's video to really to whet your appetite. Clorox, right? You know about bleach, especially now in this area we're talking about coronavirus and we're in the flu season, and everybody want to buy bleach and wipe down all the surfaces in your house, at your job. Medtronics, they make a lot of durable medical devices. People who have a pacemaker, people who have a shunt, brain shunt, all type of medical devices they make. 42 years of increasing dividend, guide, 1.78%. Sherwin-Williams, we know about those. They make paint. So we go down the list, guys, and some names we see, some names we know, some names we don't know. So just to show you, there are a lot of companies out there, guys, doing business, making profits, rewarding shareholders that we don't know about. ExxonMobil, we know about, right? When you go to pump your gas, they're in the energy space, 5.62% dividend yield. Aflac, we know about Aflac, they're in the insurance space, right? AT&T, we know about AT&T, almost a 5.5% dividend yield. So you go down the list, guys, and it gives you a lot of names. McCormick, they're in the seasoning, right? All of your seasoning. You go in your kitchen, look at your seasonings, whether it's your salt or your pepper or your seasoned salt, whatever it is. Most likely, McCormick is involved in it. Just a quick video, guys, today about beginning to think about starting a dividend growth portfolio and the criteria you may have. You're looking for stability. You're looking for companies that have an increasing a dividend history of at least 25 years, so a long dividend history. So these dividend aristocrats, as they're called, their list is out there. Obviously, you want to do more research, you can go into the individual companies, guys, go to the investor page and begin to look. We're going to have more videos along this line about beginning to build your portfolio from the ground up so we can continue to get passive income. If there's people out there, guys, you think could benefit from this information, let them know about the MD Investor, the channel where we are learning together, growing together, trying to break the cycle of generational poverty, trying to increase our passive income. Just remember, guys, if there's people out there you think could benefit, let them know about the MD Investor and I will see you on the next video. Remember to continue to command your money to grow.